my channel. So today I have a makeup tutorial for you guys. This has been a look that I've really been loving lately. Actually, I was totally inspired by Victoria's Secret. Okay, first things first, girl needs some chapstick. So the one that I'm using is the Drunk Elephant Lippe Balm. Oh my gosh, this is like the softest chapstick ever. And like the little applicator is even fun. Like it just feels so good. Oh, I just love it. Also, I just got out of the shower, so I popped on some lotion. And today I used the Protini Polypeptide cream from Drunk Elephant. So because I needed just like a little bit more extra hydration, I popped a little bit of this oil on my face, and it's just like the perfect combination. My skin's been really dry lately. I think it's because the air is super cold. It's actually snowing right now. So my face can just use any little help that it can get. Okay, you guys. So also, I know some of you guys ask about jewelry. All of these were thrifted. The hoops I think I got from Revolve, and my ring was my mom's. So to start off, I'm going to use the Porefessional by Benefit and apply this on my face, really focusing it on my cheeks because that's where my biggest pores are. It feels like there's little pearls. When I was in high school, I had a friend that used this all the time, and she's like, oh my gosh, it just feels like little pearls on your face. And like, that's such a good way to put it. Like, it actually does. I'm going to put a little on my chin, actually like really focusing it over my nose. A little bit on my forehead. Next up, we're going to go with a pretty light coverage today. And I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation in Bisque Light and my Luminous Silk Foundation by Giorgio Armani. This is in the shade 3.5. It's a little bit too dark for me. So we're just going to mix the two and make my perfect color. What I like about the Marc Jacobs is that this is a pretty light coverage, which I love. But I do like the matte finish of the Giorgio Armani. So mixing them together gives a really, not only a pretty finish, but it's like a really pretty perfect color too. And the Marc Jacobs is a little bit too light by itself. So like, I'll just take little bits and mix them together to find that perfect shade. I'm just gonna start popping this on my cheeks. I love, love, love the coverage of these. They're really lightweight, but they still cover enough. Like, it's not like it's just a useless foundation or BB cream. You know, sometimes I feel like they just put color on your face and they don't really do much. It's just enough to add a little bit of color, a little bit of coverage, but it still allows your skin to breathe. And I absolutely love that. I'm not a fan of full coverage foundations. I feel like they just look so cakey. So a combination of these two foundations that I'm using today is actually my favorite. And another thing that I do is, because I'm going to be putting concealer on, like under my eyes, I don't focus my foundation too much over there because it does get cakey pretty easily. I have just a little bit left on my hand, so I'm going to take the excess and put it on my chin. I do my chin and around my lips last because I feel like those are the least important parts to get covered on my face. Next up, for concealer, I'm going to be using the Sephora Collection Bright Future Concealer. This is in the shade number 8, Palmier, I think is how you say it. And I'm going to pop a little bit of this under my eyes and primarily where my breakouts are, because I'm having a little issue with some breakouts around my cheeks, on my eyebrow because of my eyebrow products, and just a little bit on my nose. Actually though, I'm not kidding you. Yesterday were like my worst hits that I've had in a while. Like, I just had tons of itty bitty little breakouts everywhere and I was super annoyed. And I started to pick them. I shouldn't have done that. Don't pick your zits. It's actually a big no-no. And I did anyway. Last night was the first night I used my Drunk Elephant Jelly Cleanser. And reviews say like it clears up their skin super fast. I'm not kidding you. I used it just once last night, okay? And maybe a bit of oil. Okay, so I added oil on top of my face. It's Marula oil. But my face is so dry, I needed it anyway. And when I woke up this morning, they're gone. I had 3 zits. One here, here, and here, and they're gone. In one night. I don't know how that happened. And I've had this one zit right here for a while now, for probably 5 days. Like, it just staying there, like those stubborn zits that just don't go away. Yeah, that's what I was having. And it literally, it's not totally gone, but it's nearly gone. It's super flat. I can't believe it. It's like there's still a little bit of bumps of like old zits, but those 3 prominent zits I found last night, it's amazing how that works. And the other fun thing is, I just used my hands. I didn't use a big fancy face brush. I literally just used my hands to put on the jelly cleanser and that was it. Crazy. I'm just going to use the excess and bring it on my eyes. I don't focus too much anymore. I used to put a lot of concealer on my eyes, but I don't think I like that look. I think it just looks a bit unnatural. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier powder, and I'm gonna take this brush from Sephora. This is the Pro Flawless Airbrush, number 56, and I'm gonna take just a little bit. Brush it on my cheeks, a little bit under my eyes, just to make sure I don't get all creasy. I like Laura Mercier setting powder. I just need to find a good face powder so it doesn't look so white, you know, because it does come up a little bit white sometimes. And I just need to find one. So if you have any recommendations, please tell me. I'm also going to focus on my smile lines because I do tend to get creasy there. Now I'm going to go in with some Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and this brush is number 49, the Sephora Pro Angled Brush. A lot of these brushes are super soft, by the way. So I'm going to take just a little bit and start, actually I'm going to brush a little bit off of my arm because it's a little too much sometimes. So I'm going to just start right at the base and kind of blend it into that hairline. I'm going to brush a little my forehead, again, really just focusing it in the hairline, and it'll make its way down naturally. And I'm going to take the excess and kind of brush it under my chin, define it just a little bit, and put the excess right under my jaw and chin. This contrast will kind of help make your face look a little bit thinner. Now I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Blush Glow. Look how pretty that packaging is. I love it. So it came with a blush brush, and I actually really like it. So I'm just going to use it and dab a little bit into the blush, and a little bit goes a long way. There's a lot of pigment in it. And I'm going to actually start over here, not on my cheek, on my apples anymore like I used to. I'm actually going to start right here, just kind of lightly pat, and sometimes alternate it back and forth just so there's not too much product on one side. I'm going to go do my eyebrows and I will be right back. So the eyebrows are done. Now I'm going to use my Urban Decay Sin Primer and apply this on my lids. Really, again, like the inner corners. Now I'm going to use my Sephora Collection palette, the miniature palette. It's super pretty, actually. It has the prettiest neutrals ever. And I'm going to be using Meringue, which is this one right here, and a Laura Mercier brush, the Cream Eye Color brush. It's just like a flat brush. And we're going to apply this on the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, so using that same brush, I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs 720 Glambition palette in the shade The Most, and it's just this pretty pink shimmery color, and it is this one right here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that mainly in the middle part of my eye. Okay, weird thing is about Marc Jacobs shadows, they're super, super pretty and really high pigmented. However, they burn my eyes. I don't know why they burn my eyes, but if they get inside of it, it's like like I don't know what the thing is. I don't know if any of you have noticed that too. It's so weird. So I'm going to take my Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush and my Hoola bronzer and actually use this to define a little bit of my eyes. And I'm going to use just a little bit, and we're actually going to put it, really focusing it right under my brow bone. That's really all I'm trying to put it on. Find your brow bone and just define it. Now I'm going to take my Laura Mercier smudge brush. It's just like this perfectly itty bitty brush to go right under your eyes. And I'm going to use that Hoola bronzer again and just put it on the outer corners of my eyes to make it a little bit bigger. I just use an eyeshadow and a flat brush, and I just literally draw on my eyeliner. So I have like my own little single from Anastasia, and it's just a dark shimmery brown. . I'm gonna connect it. And that's about it. I'm not making it really, really dramatic, but I'm making it a little bit thicker on the ends just to open up those eyes. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And I'm gonna top it off with some of my Lancome Definicils mascara, my favorite. So I'm just gonna take a lash curler. This one is from Sephora. And I'm just gonna curl those lashes. Taking my Lancome Definicils and applying that on my top and bottom lashes. And now I'm going to go in with my Sephora Bright Future Illuminizer. This is in the shade 1 Champagne. It's so pretty and super natural. So I'm going to apply it above my Cupid's bow. A little bit on my nose, the tip of my nose. And on my cheekbones. Actually going to put a little bit of this in the inner corners of my eyes to make it pop. Just a little bit. Just to help make those inner eyes go pop. But this is it. This is the finished look. I just love it. If you love it too, give me a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.